last 5 years, I've seen a blurring around the edges between the world of mainstream pop and the underground scene, with the likes of Blur, Oasis and Pulp dominating the charts. But there are still those resolute souls who insist on doing it on their own terms, and we've come here to the unlikely setting of the townland of Cloghermore, County Roscommon, to find Wednesday Works.
Golly, I'm beginning to think...
Wednesday Works is an independent record label based here in Roscommon. It's run by 3 fellas from a farming background, and I'm one of them. This farm is a dairy farm. We milk 60 cows every year, and there's 120 acres, and it's a full-time job, but I spend a couple of hours a day trying to work with this record label with the 2 lads. We just decided one night in the pub in Tulsk, why don't we do something different, like set up a record label, because, you know, I kind of convinced the guys it was a good idea at the time, and they went along with it, and we put our heads together and a few pounds together and released an album by a band called Serious Women in Dublin in early '94.
Wednesday Works is an independent record label in every sense. It is funded entirely by Anthony Brennan and his 2 partners. It releases the records it likes, when it likes, and whenever it can afford to, it releases anything it can on 7-inch vinyl. But most importantly, Wednesday Works is about making music, not money. So it may be never mind the bullocks, but is that any way to run a record label?
He had no idea where to get records pressed, what the process was to get it pressed. He didn't know what a DAT tape was. Knew nothing about artwork or sleeves or distribution or anything. All he knew was he had 500 quid in his pocket and wanted to spend it on a record for somebody.
Well, there's no one strictly signed to the label. Every release is like a once-off, and there's no contract as such involved. But the music varies from punk to dance and just good old-fashioned rock and roll. We'd put out a country album if we found someone good enough to do so. We're kind of just stepping stones in a way for bands. We just like to work with people with unique characters, and, you know, demo tape is the best time. Listening to demos is a bit of a buzz. And we'd love to see these songs develop in such a way that we could eventually hear them on the radio or see these people perform on television.
Get on a train, go to a plane, gotta get away from all this pain. Get on a train, go to a plane, gotta get away from all this rain. Get on a train, go to a plane, if I don't, I'm gonna go insane. Get on a train, go to a plane, gotta get near to clear my name. You're ahead of your time, ahead of your time, ahead of your time, that's just fine. Ahead of your time, ahead of your time, ahead of your time, that's no crime.
When the Acrobats of Desire approached us, they already had a couple of songs in the can already. And all we did was take the master and send it off to Czechoslovakia and get 500 7 inches pressed up. And in turn, they were sent back to Ireland. We wrapped around a few postal sleeves, numbered each copy, and distributed it ourselves. A lot of these copies are sold on mail order as well.
I'm fairly sure that Anthony has been inspired all of his life by the Buzzcocks Spiral Scratch EP, which the original copies of that had instructions on how to make a record on the back, with a price list and how much it cost to record the record and how many takes it took and how many overdubs Pete Shelley did. You know, I'm sure that that is what's inspired him all of his life.
It's very un-cynical. Breath of fresh air, because, you know, we all know the music industry pretty well. And his whole idea is just to create records that he's really proud of and to work on things that he thinks are really good. And by believing it in the now, in the future, it'll take care of itself and it will become successful. But it is the reason to do it, is to do it because it's there to be done.
The music is more important than the sales. Now, a lot of people mightn't think that's, you know, a good idea, but maybe there will come a day where one of these releases will take off, blast off into the, you know, into everyone's living room. That would be a great thing. But in the meantime, I'm just happy that these releases are breaking even, because I'm in it for the music. You know, if I was in it for the money, I would have given up a long ago.